Hello, this is Dr. Carney, and I had a request. I sent out something on sarcopenia, the new disease, and so I'm going to follow it up with 2 more audios. So you're going to want to listen to these in order, and this is the first one, so I'm going to call this Sarcopenia 1, the new disease. How would you like to turn back the clock? How about increasing your energy and confidence? How about getting out of a chair more easily? Now, if you are 30, you probably don't understand what I'm talking about. But if you're over 55, 60, and you can go to a restaurant and you can't get out of that chair without grabbing the table, that's what I'm talking about. And there are a lot of older people, not old, older people that have this problem. They don't have the muscle strength. Well, how about increasing your walking speed and making yourself much more sure of foot with greatly increased balance? Ooh, that sounds good. Well, how about climbing stairs like when you were young? When was the last time you went to a place, a business, and you went up 1, 2, 3 flights of stairs? And I'm talking about maybe 8 steps per flight. So maybe 24, 25 steps, maybe 12. When was the last time you did that? How'd your legs feel? How'd your quads feel? This is what I'm talking about here. Well, here's the thing, and this is the best thing yet. Let me ask you this. How would you like to look and feel 15 to 20 years younger? And that means getting out of chairs quicker, faster, easier, going upstairs without a hassle, not breathing hard. Well, that's what this is all about. And we're going to talk about sarcopenia, the new disease. So I began writing about the real fountain of youth more than 10 years ago. Now, this profoundly powerful and grossly overlooked fountain of youth therapy is very simple. It's strength training and conditioning. And it is now in vogue, especially as a new disease called sarcopenia. And that becomes the new topic in medicine today. Now, sarcopenia has been around for almost 17 years now. So it's not the new topic, but it's probably a forgotten topic. So I'm bringing it back to you because you are one of my followers. You are one of the people that buy supplements from me from Standard Process. So I wanted you to understand what sarcopenia really is and how you can overcome it. So this is a 2-part series. Sarcopenia is the nice medical way of describing the weak, unstable, immobile, and dependent state of most of today's seniors. Yes, most of them don't ever think about doing strength conditioning. No way do they think about it. They have trouble going up a flight of stairs, let alone 3 or 4. Unchanged for decades, this general instability and weakness of our seniors, even those people that are just over 60 years old, has been overlooked. And I am tired of that. However, the medical establishment is turning it into a disease. Imagine that. With a new name, sarcopenia. And with soon-to-be new medical drug treatments. The International Longevity Center calls sarcopenia a vanishing flesh or flesh lost phenomenon. It is suddenly a hot topic in medicine. Medical experts state openly that it is going to be one of the biggest health problems we face. That was a long time ago. They say it has a devastating effect on mobility and mortality in older adults, and that we desperately want to know how to prevent it. And I'm sure you're probably like I am, you want to prevent it. So this is something that we're going to talk about today. And I want you to be very, very cognizant of what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to help you get around this. Because if you get around it, you're going to know how to deal with it. And that's what this is all about. How do you deal with sarcopenia? Because if you don't follow what I tell you to do, you probably most likely are going to have currently, if you're over 50, sarcopenia. And that's a disease, according to the medical profession. So this is what this is all about. Now, this is an old condition with a new name. Let's say that. And I want you to look right here and listen right here, because you don't need to look any further. Muscle wasting and muscle loss has been around forever. Its cause is, listen closely, poor nutrition and lack of exercise. Now, you can go out and buy supplements at Sprouts or Whole Foods. You can buy supplements there, but they're just cheap formulations that really don't work. Now, you may think they do, and if you think that, good for you. But I'm talking about standard process. I'm talking about a way to change your life the right way. Real food, real whole food, done and extracted in a patented process that only standard process does. So the cause of sarcopenia is poor nutrition and a lack of exercise. Now, I walk. And why do I walk? Because I'm exercising muscle groups. Now, I found out the other day when I went to Anaheim Hills that when I went up the steps at a friend's clinic, my quads hurt. They did. So that tells me I need to go to some place that has stairs, go upstairs, go downstairs, go upstairs, go downstairs, and do that every single day to build up those muscles. You have to work at your health. It's not something that just comes naturally. You have to work at it. Now, this poor nutrition and lack of exercise can be quickly resolved with proper nutrition from standard process and strength conditioning. You can do some weightlifting. You can walk upstairs. You can do walking, faster walking, as we have stated for more than 10 years. And as always, the truth is timeless. You've got to understand that. This is not going to change in 10 years. It's not going to change in 20 years. It's not going to change in 30 years. Now, according to medical research, sarcopenia is widespread, affecting, listen closely, some 45% of all Americans over the age of 60. So if you're over 60, you're going to have, 45% of you are going to have sarcopenia. And guess what? It's getting worse. Even middle-aged Americans are now hobbling around, insecure in their strength. They're brittle, they're frail, ever aware of impending falls, unable to get out of a chair or climb stairs, like I said, and afraid of developing the usual diseases related to sarcopenia, namely diabetes, osteoporosis, and obesity. The wasting of American muscle is now costing more than $18 billion annually, and it's a lot more than that, I can guarantee you that. Mostly related to falls, obesity, and type 2 diabetes. And if you have diabetes, you should be talking to me, because if you get on the standard process, you're probably going to overcome your diabetes. If you change your diet, you do some exercise, and you take the right supplements, the proper nutrition, as we will. As might be expected, pharmaceutical companies are just waiting to cash in. That's what they're doing. They're just waiting. Soon there's going to be actual drugs that help you get around, no matter what your muscles, no matter what kind of work you do, and they're shrinking rapidly. Do not get off the couch. Simply take more drugs. Does that make sense? No, it doesn't. But that's what they're going to feed you. That's what they're going to tell you. That's how they're going to brainwash you. Ironically, the medical community, the National Institute of Aging, the Longevity Center, and even the Alliance for Aging Research note that, listen closely, improved diet and exercise are the cure for sarcopenia. Improved diet and exercise are the cure for sarcopenia. Yet pharmaceutical companies are searching for a treatment for this condition. They want to help you. So what is And I'm going to ask you this, and I want you to think about this before you answer. What is the real fountain of youth? Do you really want the real fountain of youth? Sure you do. Well, you should say yes if you're over 50. If you're 30, you should say, oh, I want to know what the real fountain of youth is. Well, if you want to be stronger, you want to be more independent, you want to be more secure and more stable, if you want to avoid falls, prevent osteoporosis, stay out of a nursing home, which is not a good place, and perhaps most important, if you want to feel, listen closely, 15 to 20 years younger, start strength conditioning today. Not tomorrow, not next week, not next month, not after the first of the year. Now, better yet, combine this with an improved diet of whole foods and phytonutrient supplements, which is what standard process is, and you have the real fountain of youth. Now, I'm going to tell you about Allerplex. I take anywhere from 9 to 20 Allerplex per day. Why do I take so many? Because it has tillandsia seed in it. And tillandsia seed is what helps people live to be 130, 135 years old, or 120, whatever it is. It's been proven to help people live longer because it helps build up their immune system. And it also helps with things like asthma. It also helps with things like pneumonia. It helps breathing. It helps phlegm. It helps mucus. It helps all these things, but it comes in a capsule. And people say, well, I'll just take 1 or 2 a day. Okay. I take 9 to 15 a day, and maybe sometimes more, depending on how I feel. Why do I do that? Because I want the fountain of youth. And if I move around like I'm 45 or 40, 30, whatever, I don't run as fast, but I do feel 20 years younger than I am. And I'm walking. So this is how you're going to have the real fountain of youth. So if you want to be stronger, more independent, more secure, and more stable, and you want to avoid the falls, and you want to prevent the osteoporosis, and you want to stay out of the nursing home, and you want to feel 15 to 20 years younger, you take the standard process supplements that I'm going to recommend, and you start strength conditioning. Better yet, you improve your diet. So this transformation from invalid, and there's a lot of people that are invalids, to independent can occur for all people, even those well into their 90s. Okay? So there's a research deal that went on. And the first study group showed that people 86 to 96 years old, 86 to 96 years old, increase their strength, speed, and balance by, listen closely, a remarkable 175% by lifting weights 3 times a week. I didn't say large weights. I didn't say big weights. I didn't say overwhelming weights. I said lifting weights 3 times a week. That was worth 175% improvement. Postmenopausal women who worked out twice a week for a year all discovered a body that was 12 to 15 years more youthful than they were when they began. They all gained bone, and they all felt years younger than their age just from doing the strength conditioning. They all felt younger than their age. Now, isn't that the definition of the fountain of youth? So, what's next? Well, you get started. Join a gym, go somewhere, walk, find a set of stairs, lift weights, and you can buy them cheap. Then eat healthfully. Think about your gut. Think about what you're putting inside your body. In addition, to get the best benefits for the least amount of time, use the method of weightlifting described in Slow Burn Fitness Revolution by Frederick Hahn, H-A-H-N, Michael R. Eades, E-A-D-E-S, M.D., and Mary Dan Eades, M.D. 2 MDs and Frederick Hahn. Now, with this technique, the slow burn technique, you need to spend only 1 hour every 5 to 7 days working out. 1 hour. every 5 days. Let's say every week. If you're lazy, you can do it once every 7 days for an hour. So anyone can do that. I guarantee you're going to love the new you if you stick with it. Now, you're going to see a change. You're going to see a quick change. But you don't want to say, well, I'm there, now I'm going to quit. No, it has to be a way of life. It has to be a way of life. So once you commit to this and you start, don't ever stop. Same with your supplements. Once you start, don't stop. Sarcopenia. Who cares? It's just a name. We already know the cause. We already know the cure. I just told you the cure. So what's different about this cure is that it has no side effects, and it will cure a variety of other ailments while you get stronger. What a concept. So I'm going to recommend Allerplex. I'm going to recommend vitamin D, Cataplex vitamin D, which is a special vitamin D, and a couple others. If you really, Catalin's the catalyst. If you really want to make a change in your life and how you function, and if you're really into the fountain of youth and you want to feel 15 to 20 years younger, and you want to avoid falls and prevent osteoporosis, and you want to stay out of the nursing home, and you want to, look and feel better than you have in years, this is the answer. Because just like that first group I talked about that were 86 to 96 years old, 86 to 96, they increased their speed and their balance by a remarkable 175%. 175%. Isn't that the definition of the fountain of youth? So this is the part 1 that I was promising you on sarcopenia. I'll send it over to you, and I'll be preparing part number 2. So get ready for that, because I may give you some more insights. So get ready for that. And if you're ready to order vitamin D, Cataplex D, and you're ready to order the Allerplex and the ACP and the Catalin, let me know. Because you need to do your strength conditioning. You need to walk. You need to go upstairs. You need to go downstairs. You need to go upstairs. You need to go downstairs at least 2 to 3 times a week. And you might want to even get the book, The Slow Burn. Okay? That's it for part 1. Thanks a lot.